now. With that, we begin our next session here. We're building a scaffolding for reimagining enterprises with ethics. Manu, would you help me welcome the speakers for the session?
Definitely. Thank you, Mansi. I would like to invite our first speaker to come up on stage, Carol Hanlon. Energy.
Australia in the house!
CEO of Beck Global and TCF Global Australia. A big round of applause for Carol.
Woo! Oh my God, Australia gets the funky music.
It's happening already, Mansi.
Welcoming Carol and welcoming all of this beautiful subcontinent, the land down under.
Next, I would like to invite Neha Garg, First Lady of Rotary International Delhi and Master Trainer. Next, I would like to invite Veronica Kiran, entrepreneur, coach, and author Veronica Kiran from the USA. Claudia Mirza, CEO of Acorbi, USA. A big round of applause for Claudia. Kota Nilima, she's an author and researcher from India. A big round of applause for Kota. And last, we have Ajay Rowe, managing partner of the Rowe Partnership. A big round of applause for Ajay Rowe. So with that, I believe we'll be starting our session. Ajay is not here. I would now like to invite Carol to come up on stage and share your inspiring thoughts. Come on up, Carol. Welcome.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and thank you to Dr. Habeen and all the team for putting on this event for the 25th celebration. My passion is the economic empowerment of women, and 4 weeks ago I presented our 6th forum in New York as part of the United Nations Commission for Status of Women. And our theme this year was the economic empowerment of women entrepreneurs through the Sustainable Development Goals. These 17 goals have been already voted on by all the member states of the United Nations. And number 5 is gender equality. Number 10 is inequalities. Now, my call to action today is to help everybody here understand that you are the ones who can drive change to make the global goals a reality by 2030. And gender equality should be on the top of your list, covering all of those areas. So integrities, ethics, integrity, trust, where have they gone? The world is suffering. We are at a tipping point today. Let's say that inequality, last year 64 people owned as much wealth as 50%. This year 28 people in the world own as much wealth as 50% of the world. Consumers have become self-assessed with the me era. The internet has been a very positive step for the world, but it has also brought a lot of other issues that governments have struggled to keep up with. And mental health, isolation, in fact, if we look at some countries in the world are now appointing ministers for loneliness. Now, that is saying something. If we are living in a connected world, that you have to appoint a minister for loneliness. Mental health is a growing issue. Suicide is a growing issue. Why is this happening? Ask yourself, do you ask your friend, your neighbour, your family, your workplace, are you okay? These things are simple, but the world has moved so fast and people have become so self-obsessed that these simple, basic things are being neglected. Gender equality in Australia for the workplace, 80 years. Research shows gender equality across all the issues could be 200 years from today to be reached. And Australia is not a country that you would think would have these issues. So I would like to put a call out to everybody that humanity needs us all. You get involved, speak up, take action, but it's time as a woman to stand up and be counted, to drive the change that you know you need, your family needs, your business needs, and your community needs. Women can drive the Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol, for starting this session on such a beautiful, inspiring note. And we know you come from a place of profound experience. From the 70s, you've been at it. Thank you. I'd like to invite Neha Garg as our next speaker. Please to share your journey and thoughts with us. We welcome you, Neha.
Namaskar, and a very happy and joyful morning to you all. I don't believe I'm standing here, but it's a good platform for me to share my views. I didn't write anything, because when I write, I forget. So what I speak straight from my heart. Maybe, I might just go a bit off, but whatever I speak here today is from my heart. It has been a long journey, and I know where I stand today, but I still have miles to go. I had a dream. When I got married at the young age of 22, I thought, okay, now this is it, no more for me. But no, I wanted to do more. And marrying into a business family, it was not an easy job for me because it was all dominated by the male of the family. But I said, no, I have to do it. And belonging to a petroleum business, we had gas stations in Delhi. I told my husband, okay, now I want to go and sit there. He says, what will you do there? I said, something. So I just used to go there. I never knew what to do. He says, do what you want to do. I said, okay. I saw the dust on the table. I started wiping the table. And then gradually, I got into the cleanliness part of the gas stations. But I got involved. I was the first, one of the earliest ones to bring in girls into our petrol stations. Thank you. Yeah. We were one of the first ones in Delhi to hire girls in our petrol stations. And I really used to feel bad for those girls because they used to be standing out in the sun the whole day. And especially, being eve-teased by those men on the motorbikes who used to come to the petrol pump. They thought with the petrols they could take the girls away with them also. So we had to teach them how to fend these guys off. But yes, we have reached there today, and I'm glad. There are a few issues that really bothered me. One was the women empowerment, but that's how I sort of did my bit. And I also do my little bit when I buy grocery from the local grocery women. I hire women help in my house. I prefer to hire these people. And then I run a small school for the young girls, giving them free education. And I lay a lot of emphasis on personal hygiene of these girls. And on and off, I keep having these awareness programs for these girls. As a very active member of the Rotary clubs in Delhi, there were many things which I have taken up. We were the first ones to distribute free sanitary napkins to these girls and tell them about personal hygiene. And this is coming into a big way in our country now, So I think I was one of the earlier ones in this. And another thing that I'm very passionate about is our Indian culture and heritage. I have a group which is called the Society for Performing Art and Cultural Exchange, where we are trying to try to bring back the old traditions and cultures of our country. The youngsters, they don't know anything about our culture today. They're aping the West blindly. So I keep having these small programs for these children and the young girls and the boys, of course, where at least they go back to our rich history and culture of our country, And at least, I hope it continues in the near future also. That's it, I think. Yeah. I think that's all. I only believe march when the sun is shining and climb when the day is young, and the world is yours forever. Yeah.
Thank you, Neha. Thank you for coming up on stage and sharing your story with us this morning. Next, I would like to invite Veronica Karen, entrepreneur, coach, and author Veronica Karen Insig from the USA. A big round of applause.
Hello, namaste. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so excited to be here amongst so many amazing women. So yes, I'm an entrepreneur coach. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm an author, and I'm an anthropologist. So being in India is quite the dream from an anthropologist standpoint. It has been wonderful to see this culture and to learn the language. Many of you have come here today and for this week because you are entrepreneurs yourselves, or you have hopes and dreams to start a business someday in the future. But you're not small dreamers, you're big dreamers. You wouldn't be here, you wouldn't have come to Delhi if you weren't big dreamers. And so I know you don't want to start a business and then have it stay small for the rest of your lives. I know you want to start a business that has real impact in the world, and you want it to grow and thrive. Eventually that means that you will be scaling your business, and scaling is what I help my clients do. As we grow our businesses, it is very, very, very important that we create strong roots for them, and that is why I'm speaking about ethics. If you are a solopreneur right now, you have your business and it is just you right now, now is the time to be thinking about the ethics, the mores, the core values that are in your business. Because as you get into the busyness of having a business, as your business starts to grow, it will start to be very fast, and you won't have as much connection with the people you are hiring and with your clients and customers. So my call to action for you is to think about what you want your business to be doing in the world, what is its mission, what are the values, and write it down in your business plan, in your mission statement, and in your employee handbook. I help my clients not just with their ethics, but also with things like encouraging work-life balance for themselves and for their employees from an early time so that their families can continue to thrive while they are becoming powerful business women. At the same time, you may start to think about what do you want for your employees so that when you are hiring, you can give them good business packages, good benefits, and you can help other women around the world thrive. These are the foundations of scaling, and I want to ensure that you are thinking about that as you grow your business. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Veronica, for your very practical words on the focus on ethics and the value that can add to the business. Because sometimes you're right, like you said, we get so busy with the busyness and firefighting, we forget to really put down the ecosystem of ethics within which we should function. And that's what, that is the ecosystem that everybody that's working with us also subscribes to. So it's nice to have that periphery already created. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. If I could invite our last speaker for this beautiful session, Claudia, I welcome you.
Hello. Well, number one, I would like to say thank you, Dr. Arora and the WEF team for inviting me to your wonderful country. I love India. You are not going to believe this, but I love India so much that I married an Indian. As many of you, today I'm not going to talk about ethics for all women, but I'm going to talk about the ethics violations against us, women. I'm concerned about that. So today I am not going to say that I want the world to stop committing ethics violations against us, but I would like today to leave you with one topic. It is about making sure you are empowered to understand ethics violations against you. Recently, I just had the opportunity to go to the University of Harvard, and I have been in a lot of reflection. I went through a 3-year program, and one of the most critical skills that were taught to me was negotiation. And I think every single woman, every single girl around the world should know negotiation. You should know when someone is taking advantage of you. You should know whenever a girl or a woman is trying to go and get underpaid. And we need to learn how to defend ourselves for equal pay. The other thing is that we are signing bad contracts. A lot of corporate bullying is happening. We need to make sure that we learn to protect ourselves. We need to learn how to negotiate peace in our communities. We need to learn to not to give our countries away because somebody's being nice to us, but we are giving our mineral rights, our shores, and we are giving away our countries because we don't know how to negotiate. So today I exhort you to learn negotiation because we need to start teaching and defending ourselves against the bad practices that are happening. The other thing that I want to say is, as Veronica said, know your values. Stand up strong, firm, let the world know who you are and your values. If you have your values, people will learn to recognize that what you are standing for and what you believe in. This is very critical. It might take a while for people to know, but it's critical for people to know who you are and that you stand with your flag of values. I love all the women sitting here. I'm very grateful. I am thankful for this opportunity and learn negotiation. Thank you.
Claudia, what an important topic for us to learn from, because sometimes I find myself not being so sure about certain things that we bring to the business. So thank you for making this such an important topic, and I'm sure you're doing a parallel session, right, on this? Yeah, so I would really encourage people that are really struggling with the negotiating part to go into Claudia's session, because I would love to attend. So thank you, Claudia. Thank you for bringing this topic up. Next, I would like to bring Koda Nilima to come up on stage. She is an author and researcher from India. A big round of applause for Koda.
Good morning. It's wonderful to be here, and I must compliment the Women Economic Forum for bringing together voices from across various fields. It's very empowering to be here and see this. I think I just want to speak briefly, considering the amount of time we have, on articulation and how important that is. Women are just now getting to learn how to speak. Sounds very strange, but that's what it is. We are just learning to speak. We are just learning how it is to be heard. But what still needs to be done is how do we make our voices matter? And that's where the ethics in enterprise and business and everything comes. I'm going to just give a very brief account of what I have done as an individual and as a woman. I was an academician. I was studying. I left the university to become a journalist because I felt the news had to be covered from the point of view of the woman. That was something which was especially missing from the male domains of, let's say, covering government, policies, markets, budgets. What would women know about budgets? So that's something which I wanted to change, became a journalist, then did a research on why governments keep women out. That was my PhD. And now I research about rural women, how to make the policy or the governance more inclusive to include especially the poor and the women. Talking about invisibilities, I would like to briefly talk about the elections which started today, one of the largest elections in the history of mankind or womankind or humankind, I guess. Womankind. So, interesting, a little statistics about it. About 66% of voters are women who go out and vote in this country. That's 66%. But guess how many women actually get elected and are ministers? Just 12%. So there is a problem connecting the women to places of power, places of decision making, and that's where the ethics must come in. And I just want, my call for action is very brief. I would just say that 1/2 of every man is a woman. No success is deserved if it is achieved through at the expense of others. No success is deserved. So when 1/2 of the population succeeds at the expense of the other half, I don't think that's really success. So to be really happy, I think both halves have to be happy. And if any individual has to be really, truly see or feel happiness, both the half, which is a man as well as a woman, both the halves have to be happy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kota. Thank you, Kota, for your very insightful views about how we can bridge this gap, because we need to. Now, it's pertinent. With that, I invite Dr. Harbeen Arora onto the stage. Carol, would you join us in giving away the awards to these lovely ladies? Please put your hands together as we invite our first awardee this morning, Neha Garg. Please step up and accept this honor as the Exceptional Woman of Excellence. If we could invite Veronica Kiran to accept this honor as the Exceptional Woman of Excellence at the Women Economic Forum in New Delhi. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for these amazing workers. If we could invite Claudia Mirza to accept this honor. You're all very quiet. That's not okay. The love we give is the love we get. So please, give us a little bit of energy and love.
No, we have some whistles as well. Where are the whistles? I guess nobody's using them yet.
Kota Nilima, please accept this award on behalf of the All Ladies League at the Women Economic Forum in New Delhi, 2019. Ladies, if I could request you to step up for a group photograph, please. And beautiful audience, this would be our chance to give the honor back to the ladies that they very rightly deserve. I'm watching. Suman.